In this Teesom video, we're going to talk to you about taking a non-integrated payment method. All right, we're going to head to the main menu. We're going to click Settings, go to Company Setup, and we're going to expand the Payments and Refunds area. And as you can see, there's two new features in there. One says Enable Online Card Payment option by default, and then the second option is the Alternative Payment Process message. First and foremost, if this is on, then it means you want to enable the online card payments by default. If this moves to off, it means you are not using any integration with Gravity, no integration with Square, and you want to just display an alternative method of payment to your customers. So I'm going to leave mine on by default because I am going to use both of these options. I'm going to use the online credit card payment by default, but on a per order basis, I may want to say turn this off. But again, you can turn this completely off as well. When this is off, or when you are offering a customer to not use the integrated payment methods, this is what will display. And I'm going to kind of pull this out a little bit. It's doing a lot of formatting, but you'll see in a minute when I send this to the customer what this actually says. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. I have an order ready to go. I'm just going to click over to it. And I should say it's a quote that I'm going to send through the customer portal, and I'll also show you the email option of it. All right, let's go ahead and hit the send button. So as you can see, there's a couple of new options in here. Number one, we've got the option to show this in the customer portal. The customer I'm using right now does have a customer portal, so I can leave that on. You can actually leave that on even if the customer doesn't have a portal, because it's just not going to do anything. The other option here is to allow the customer to make an online payment. Now, I'm going to turn this off. So remember, in the company setup, I said by default, I want to take an online payment. If I switch this to off, then when I come here, this is just going to be unchecked. So it's just a default setting. And so if I want to not show the online payment method, I'm just going to uncheck that and then go ahead and do the preview and send as I normally would, and go ahead and hit send. Okay, so I jumped over here to the inbox from what my customer is actually going to see. And I'm going to click on the link there just to kind of go in and view the quote. So when I click here to view the quote, obviously the customer is going to do their same routine where they inspect it. And then once they click the place order option, whether it's up here or it's down here, and they actually go to confirm the order, well, then they're just going to normally hit that submit order. And then if they click on the pay balance option, it's going to display all the instructions on how to make that payment. All right, this time I'm going to duplicate the quote and send it again and show it this time in the customer's portal. So here we have the quote. I'm going to go ahead and send it. I'm going to leave this off to allow customers to make an online payment because I want you to see what it's going to look like in the customer portal when he goes to move that quote forward. All right, preview and send, and then let's just go ahead and hit send. Now let's jump over to the customer's portal, and we're on the quotes tab, and so here is that same quote that we just had to move forward via email, but this time we're going to look at it moving it forward via the customer portal. So as you can see on the quotes tab, we've got pending quotes here, and then he just has to pick one of the three options. When he clicks on the option that he wants, it's now going to take him through that same submit order option. And it's very important to understand that the customer has to be set up with no deposit required, because again, you're not using the payment integration. So you may want to set up a term that says follow payment instructions or something along those lines. And so now we see those payment instructions. So Mary, call us at 888 or use our PayPal link. If she in fact clicks on that PayPal link that you entered in, you would have gotten that from when you set up your PayPal account, and then she would just click on it and then click on the send to send you money. All right, and then she would just cancel out of that. She can just view how to pay it. So anytime they click on the pay balance button, they're now going to get these payment instructions as opposed to the option to make the online payment. If for some reason you need to change that right now for the customer and he says, no, I'll go ahead and pay through Teesom with my credit card. Well, then you can actually jump back to the order and you can go to the info tab and go down to preferences and then click on the box that says allow customer to make the online payment. So now let's go back to the customer portal and we'll go now to the orders. And now we can see the two orders for the t-shirt open house. We'll just do the second one here. And if I hit the pay button, it's now going to allow that card payment to be taken. It all is indicative of how the order is set up. If I turn this off again, now when I go into the order and click on the pay balance, it's now going to show the instructions. So you can easily turn that off and on to the customer if something didn't get set up correctly. You can always go into the order, go into that preferences, and just switch it. All right, I hope this video was beneficial for you, and now using this new feature where you do not have to take an integrated payment from your customer, I would still advise you to put the information also in the email, everywhere of how you want the customer to pay. Thanks so much for watching. Please click like and subscribe and hit that alert button if you want to continue to get great videos on how to use Teesom.